So here we are at the Canadian Embassy on Tuesday. Canadian Embassy action Tuesday. It's the noon hour. We just got here.
We're here today to turn in petitions to the Canadian Embassy. There's 20,201 people from Canada and the United States have signed on. These are petitions calling on the Canadian government to change its policy of barring peace activists from entering Canada. This stems from an incident that happened on October 4th when myself, Medea Benjamin of CODEPINK, and Colonel Ann Wright, retired U.S. military colonel and State Department diplomat, were trying to enter Canada through the Niagara Falls Bridge. And when we got to the Canadian Customs side, they kept us there for several hours while they checked our papers and told us that we were on an FBI watch list. It's the NCIC list, National Crime Investigative Center list. Since contacted members of the Parliament in Canada who were outraged that the Canadian government was using the FBI database as its determinant of who could get into the country. We have since been invited by members of the Parliament, headed by NDP Parliament member Alexa McDonough, who has invited us to come to speak before Parliament on Thursday. So we are announcing here that we will be trying to re-enter Canada, going in through Ottawa, flying directly from Washington, D.C. to Ottawa on Thursday. We hope that the Canadian government will change its mind and allow people who are non-violent protesters who committed minor misdemeanors to enter the country.
Traveling across international boundaries is generally considered a privilege to be able to go to other countries. It's the country's right to admit anyone according to their own rules. Why do you feel that you should have some right to be able to go to Canada at all?
Well, one, we think that in the UN, we believe that this is a human right that crosses boundaries. Second, we also feel that the Canadian people, we know that they are outraged by this position of the Canadian government. And so we, together with the Canadian people, are putting pressure on the Canadian government to change its position, just as we are putting pressure on our own government, and particularly on the FBI, to tell them to remove these minor offenses from a criminal database that was first meant to catch sex offenders, fugitives, members of terrorist organizations, and not peace activists.
Representative Dan? Oh, they're coming to meet us. Did you want to come with me? I'm Dennis Hall.
Oh my goodness, I left your note, even my friends here.
Okay, well, come on in.
Why not meet out here?
Does the embassy want to make a statement to the press?
So here they're saying it's up to the discretion of the individual agent, which would be very strange. I mean,
Can we quote him on that?
you have to have a policy. Governments have policies. And yet when we were trying to get into Canada, the border agent said, we don't think you're dangerous, we think this is ridiculous, but it's policy, and policy is policy. If you appear on an FBI criminal database, we have to accept that as inadmissible. When I went in August, they had the same information on me and they let me in. When I went in on October, that same information, they said you can't come in. And now this time we'll see what they say. You know, that can't be left to the discretion of an individual border agent.